But what we're going to talk about now is kind of what we've been watching, and I'll kind of start it off with the BBC. Now, that's a bit of a weird one because the BBC, I've not used my television licence in over a year, but they've brought out 2 series in the last couple of weeks that have kind of piqued my interest.
To be fair, they do drop bangers.
They do drop the odd banger, and these are definitely 2 very, very good ones. So, here's Dark Materials, which is a TV series that started a couple of weeks ago, so there are only a couple of episodes in that you can catch up on iPlayer, so it'd be worth doing. But it's based on a book, and my girlfriend's very much into her books, so she was very much like, we're watching this. I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. Yeah. But essentially, everyone in this world...
that's usually what happens. You don't tend to choose what we watch.
No.
Kind of like...
You get told by the missus what you watch.
Okay, whatever.
But in this world, everyone has a demon. Now, when she told me about that before I watched it, I was thinking, like, they've all got a bloody devil on their shoulder.
Right.
It's not. Essentially, it's their soul split into 2, and part of their soul lives in this animal, which can't be too far away from them. Okay. So you join this girl who doesn't know who her mum or dad are. Right. She's been left with these people to look after her by her uncle, and her uncle's gone off and done all these adventures. But without really diving into the plot too much, because I think it would be good for the people to actually watch it and for you to watch as well. But I highly recommend it. Yeah. I was going into it quite blind because I haven't watched the books. I do think you kind of need to understand it a little bit because I had someone next to me who, if I had a question, I could ask her. Yeah. I think if I didn't have that, I'd be a little bit lost.
So, quick question.
Yeah.
And I know the answer already. But if you had an animal that a part of your soul was inside, what animal would it be?
Now, I know you think I'm going to say panda, but would I say panda? I love pandas, don't get me wrong. I mean, but I feel like a panda would be bloody useless.
I mean, is that the point of the soul inside the animal? Is it to be of use, or is it because it's a reflection of the person?
No, so I don't really know. Because from when they're born, they have this animal with them. Yeah. Up until a certain age, which whilst watching the show, I think I've kind of clocked on to be around 16-ish, there's like a ceremony. Yeah. In that time frame, as a kid, your animal changes. Right. So it changes into different animals, lots and lots and lots. As soon as you hit 16, it picks a form and it stays with it. Right. So you might end up with a fox or like a lynx.
Imagine having your 16-year-old self absolutely define you for the rest of your life.
And you get a butterfly.
Absolutely screwed.
So I don't know whether your personality necessarily determines what the animal is. Yeah. But there's some of them.
I would just want it to be a dog. I just love dogs.
You could, yeah. So some of them have got dogs. Like the main female character, I don't think she's quite hit the age yet. Yeah. But I think she ends up with like an Arctic wolf sort of thing.
See, so that's pretty sick. Something like that. You know, something like a giraffe that can pick you up and get you up to high places.
See, the one that I think is the best one. Which
bear for protection, you know, that's
so there's a big polar bear in it. Yeah. But there's one in particular. I think they're the baddies. I haven't quite worked it out yet because it's a lot of people meeting and you're trying to judge people at the moment. But the one that I think is probably one of the coolest is quite simple. It's a bird. Right. Having a bird, and they send these birds out. These birds get these visions. So the animals can talk to you as well. Right. So you can send them off. They do. They find this thing. They come back and they tell you. Yeah. And what's quite good about that is some of the best characters are the animals because it's just voice acting. Yeah. And they come out with these one-liners and they're quite good.
Are there any big namers in there?
James McAvoy.
Oh yeah.
So he plays the main character's uncle, and he's like the crazy adventure guy who's going off and doing lots of things. Okay. There's one other guy that I recognised from being in Suits, but I can't remember his name.
Right, okay.
But yeah, they're
in Suits, you know.
Can't remember.
Right, okay.
Off the top of my head. But yeah, that as a whole, the series is definitely worth watching.
Yeah. See, I mean, I'm kind of open to the whole fantasy type thing. I've always played Elder Scrolls my whole life. So I mean that kind of
I think
it's probably worth good. Yeah.
The name of the author, I think, is Philip Pullman.
Oh yeah.
And he's recently come out with like a sequel to the sequel of the ones they're working on now. So there's a lot of material there for them to use.
Did he do Golden Compass?
So it is part of the same universe. Yeah, and then there's the Book of Dust.
Can't remember. Yeah.
Which is the newest one. So like I bought the book for the girlfriend. Yeah, then the TV show came out. I was like, I'm gonna get involved and try and actually show an interest in what you like.
Yeah.
I mean, still working on her playing COD and stuff, but we'll get there. But yeah, it's definitely worth picking up. And then another BBC one that you definitely will have heard of, but it's completely stripped back, and I think it's slightly being done in a different way, is War of the Worlds.
Right, yes. Yeah.
So it's only.
I think I saw the film years ago.
Exactly. So like, it's only 2 episodes in. Really quite good. Again, actor wise, I don't really recognise anyone.
Sometimes that's better though, because sometimes when something is built around people because of their big name, it's actually a little bit shit. Yeah. Whereas if you have stuff that's written well, it doesn't really matter who. I mean, obviously matter who acts it. However, there's not as much pressure, I guess.
No,
on it being a good actor. So if it's a decent program, it's just written well.
Yeah, and this one, the War of the Worlds one, I think out of the 2, I'm slightly swaying towards the War of the Worlds one.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not a massive fantasy fan. I know that sounds stupid because I'm talking about War of the Worlds.
Yeah, you take it with a pinch of salt, but
yeah, but it's very much. It's based in the UK. It's based in London, and Oxford and stuff, and that's quite. Although I've just realised that the other one's based in Oxford, so that completely contradicts my point.
Yeah,
but I think the War of the Worlds, it's just got something about it that I really quite like. And we're only 2 episodes in, and I've been gripped like the whole time. I haven't looked up. I haven't like gone to my phone and looked at Twitter or anything. Which, if I don't do that, I'm 100% in. The only thing that has made me not do that in the last year is Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, take your word for it.
Yeah, so I would definitely check out War of the Worlds and His Dark Materials.
Yeah,
both very, very good series of them.